name is Shanika Malcolm, and I've been privileged to hear her presentation on energy healing, and it's really wonderful. I know you're going to enjoy it. Shanika?
First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out on a rainy day like this. Even myself, I'd rather be inside. So, I'm going to start with just a little bit about me and how I got into energy healing. As Catherine said, I was living in Philadelphia, but I recently migrated to Florida. So about 6 years ago, I had a very life-changing experience. And prior to that, I was working. I wasn't really into health and healing. And then I started getting more information about my diet, and I started changing my lifestyle. But I was working a regular 9 to 5 where I wasn't fulfilled and happy. So I constantly found myself in a state of kind of depression because I felt this inner awareness that I wasn't really doing what I was supposed to do in life as far as my purpose and helping people. So that feeling was just always present. Then after I had that life-changing experience, I realized I couldn't, continue doing the same thing I was doing for many years just to support myself financially, but in the other areas of my life, I wasn't happy. At that time, I was doing an office assistant, and I was an office assistant, and then I quit my job. I didn't know how I was going to support myself, but I wasn't happy, and it wasn't good for my health. After that, about a month later, I met my partner, and things started getting better because he supported me, and he made me happy. But meeting him, he started introducing me to, health and healing, and telling me about the foods, and I was already on a vegan diet. Well, I was more so vegetarian because I still ate, different things. I might eat pizza, but I was eating vegetables and things. He introduced me to the vegan diet. I was on that path, so I was eating quinoa. I stopped eating the cane sugar, and I was eating agave. So, I started climbing up the ladder, but I wasn't there yet because I still had no knowledge about the raw foods. And in the summertime, I went to, it's called the Garden Party. They have it every year in Philadelphia, where it's like about holistic healers come together from all around the country and present different topics, and it's a big marketplace. So I went there and I met my Reiki teacher. He was telling me about Reiki, and I contacted him, and I started getting training. And he was also a spiritual teacher to me because he introduced me to meditation and really getting in touch with my spirit. So that's when my healing journey began. At that point, once I started learning about healing and the foods, I felt alive because it gave me a sense of fire. So I knew what my interest was, and I started to study more about holistic healing through the foods, the energy therapies, and just anything I could learn. So that brought me here today, and I'm still trying to learn all that I can. That's why I went to the Hippocrates Health Educator program, and I'm looking to see where that takes me. But today I'm here to talk about holistic healing, and the term that I used was full spectrum healing. All right, and I'll tell you about that as we go on. But basically, holistic healing, it deals with healing the whole individual and not just focuses on the physical aspect. So that's what makes it stand out from allopathic and contemporary medicine. So it sees the individual as a whole and not fragmented. And so it focuses on healing the whole individual, the spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional, and combining all of that to address imbalances and really achieve healing. Because if you just focus on one area, maybe the body. You'll address the symptoms, but you won't get down to the root cause of the illness. And then it will just continually manifest in your body. So a lot of illnesses might, it starts on the spiritual plane. You're not in touch with your spirit. You're not following that inner guidance and doing what you're supposed to do in your life. So that causes a break. Then it might come down to the mental plane where you're having a lot of negative thoughts. And, we know how the thoughts affect the body. So a lot of those negative thoughts are only going to manifest, whatever you're thinking about constantly in your life. So if you get a diagnosis, I know a lot of people who have been diagnosed. I'll give you an example about AIDS. They've been told they have 6 months to live. And these people will constantly worry themselves to death and not die from the AIDS, but from, that diagnosis. There's people who have been told they have AIDS. When it comes down to it, it was a misdiagnosis, but they died anyway because they were worrying. So, you can see that with any illness you have, cancer, diabetes, any major illness, some people would just worry themselves. So on the physical aspect, taking care of your body is an important aspect of healing and holistic healing. So you want to listen to the signs, and the communication of your body. So, a way that your body communicates to you is through pain. So when you feel pain, that, your body gets your attention and this is something I need to be addressed. Because as humans, we shy away from pain and we like to experience pleasure. So then it goes to the emotional wellness. So our emotional states are an important factor, which is a lot of times ignored. So if our emotions are in flux, it's going to affect our physical health. And then also the mental, which I said a little bit about, but the optimum state of your mind is a balanced and calm and serene mind. That's why over the last, I don't know how long, we've been hearing more about meditation and, reducing stress, because stress is a precursor to illness and disease. So a lot of the conditions are out there, are caused by a stressful lifestyle. And, living in this, what do they call it, techno age, there's a lot of stress. We're working from 9 to 5. We have children, we have bills, so we're constantly bombarded by stress. So the more we can relax, find quiet time each day, the more better our health will be. And then I'll go to the spiritual aspect, which I'd say is a very important factor. I would like to say it's the most important because we're all spirit, but that in itself wouldn't be holistic.